Just do what it do. My alter egos can fill up a room. Hop on the flight, take a trip to Peru. Yeah, hop in the whip that is missing the roof. My woman a fire, just look at my boo. I'm the almighty, I'm feeling like Bruce. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't need much, ability to do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Breaking the hearts and breaking the rules. Ooh, 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 ooh. 10 out of 10, I'm feeling like 2. I ain't tripping, this is easy. Easy, got 'em excited to meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs. Wake up, get to it and repeat. Hey, I ain't hearing nothing haters say. Let them talk about us. My whole crew is about 100 deep. Gotta walk around it. I kill it and then I walk away. Put the chalk around it. I just get low key and watch them talk about it. Every week I got a mission to get it. Hop on a flight and then finish in business. I'm sitting in business, just look at the ticket. A traveling man, I'm switching to pivot. Why would I talk about it when I live it? I know that you live it, I know that you mad. Putting up numbers and flipping the digits again and again and again. Well, you get it. Elevate and enjoy the saga. Better pay, give me more of them dollars. Still on the grind, ahead of my time. My yesterdays are your mananas. Trip to Hawaii to bust out the haka. I bust out the ooh. When there's nothing to do, never been capping.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Chicago Bears. The final 2-week stretch of the 2023 regular season, and we are underway Week 17 here on this New Year's Eve. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
Now Herbert to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Well, his defense for the Falcons, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Chicago! DJ Moore, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Cordero Patterson on the loose. He will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. And that flag accepted. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Hey,
starting on the ground with Herbert. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Here we go on 4th down. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The Bears at 9-6 now. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's Fields. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it.
Here we go.
Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the screen there. Not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a 1st down. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
A gain of 28 yards there and given the first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Here we go.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw is Fields. And that'll be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Second and 10. Throwing again is Fields. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Fields now to throw. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Head coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a head on him, do they?
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. Or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with. Because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as it used to be, huh?
23 yards on the play. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Ritter to throw it. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Here we go.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. So on 4th down, the leader heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Here we go.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5.
West side,
Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Go.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
He'll return it from the 6. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Ready.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we...
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Bears touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal? Didn't kick.
And, oh, it's blocked. The Falcons have it, but he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Green jack.
Ritter with it after the play fake. Going deep this time for Miller. Well, we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Ritter off the play fake. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Dante Pettis deep for Chicago. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And credit that sack to D'Angelo Malone.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. They shakes him off. Under pressure, they got him again. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taken in at the 22. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Ritter throwing on 3rd down. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18.
It's a loss of a yard.
A final shot before the break. Fields. Looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time.
There he goes, right side. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 73 yards. And the Falcons are back within a score. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
16, Falcons 14.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Pettis now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try to make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Herbert powering up the middle. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going for it. Here's Herbert. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against the defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready. Just shy of the 30. Going play action. Ritter. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And there's Jaquan Brisker getting to him behind the line. Great play by the safety. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. On play action, here's Ritter. Going up top for Miller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way that's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Hey, Monday. Go.
Now Fields. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Ready,
2nd down and 8.
Ready.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Right.
Off the play fake, it's Ritter. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
On second down, a run with Herbert. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. This offense so far on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's Fields. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this will be taken at the 13. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
The Ritter's throw complete to Hollins. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Let's go.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
Third and long now. Ritter. Pressure, and he's taken down. The Bears sack. Andrew Billings drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. On the return is Pettis. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really with the foot.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Falcons are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Ready.
They begin the drive with Robinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Let's go now.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Ready.
On second down, a run with Patterson. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. This time, Ritter choosing to throw it. Short throw, caught by Pitts. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Ritter once again on the keeper.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Now Ritter. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
I love how they're tearing the pages out of the so-called book. I wish more teams would do this instead of laying back. Bring pressure in this situation. Go after him a little bit.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. They'll roll him out right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Could this be the drive that ultimately wins the game? How about the initiative he just took there? Running with it after he couldn't find the throwing lane, and he drove them into range for a game-winning field goal with that play. What an opportunity they've been presented to come through with the win.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. 4th down, big play. Here's Ritter. And it's going to be batted down. We'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught by Mooney. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
Yeah. If I did it, then I did it right. Yeah. This ain't happened for me overnight. Yeah. Bet against me, you gon' pay the price. Yeah. Down to business, I ain't playing nice. Yeah. So ahead of y'all, I'm out of sight. Yeah. When you pop it, they all wanna slice. Yeah. Breathe and envy, that's a part of life. Yeah. Mediocre, that just won't suffice. Better now than ever. Ain't no cracking under pressure. The boy's clever. If I did it, it was stellar. Nobody fresher. Stop complaining, man, my head hurts. These catchy records ain't nothing really but a walk in the park for me. Heard the catalog, you know I got some scars on me. Just getting started, you don't really wanna start with.